Yo, 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 what is up, my fallopian tubers? Cesario from the Vario coming back at you with another video for your butt. Yeah, I haven't really been making a lot of content. Uh, you know, don't feel like it. I'm the kind of person that just likes to make videos when I feel like it. Man, in the first couple years, I felt like making videos every hour. I was hardcore, into making videos. Made a couple live streams kind of because they're like scheduled, you know what I mean? On the Four Collectors channel and stuff, but on my own, really have been feeling it. It's nothing crazy, but I mean, the last card I bought was this one. I had an asthma attack and I went to the hospital and went to a card shop that was by the hospital and I bought this one. So this was the last card I bought, and it was a while ago. And then maybe like 2 weeks later, I went to the vintage store. There was like I don't know what you would call it, but like a kind of like a painting kind of thing that I wanted to buy that my dad used to have on the wall when we were growing up, but it wasn't there anymore. And the only thing I ended up buying was the Sports Illustrated with Mickey Mantle. So those were the last things I bought, and that's been a while. Basically, my mother-in-law got sick, and so we brought her down here from Arizona, and she was in hospice, and she passed away. No life insurance kind of stuff, and so to bury her was going to be $28,000. So with everybody in the family, we split it like 4 ways that everybody was gonna pay. Opened up a GoFundMe, had car washes, and so all my extra money has been going there. And today's the funeral. Yesterday was the wake. So I've had just no disposable income to buy cards, and in a way, the hobby is kind of the furthest thing from my mind. The hobby, not baseball cards. Don't confuse them both. I'm a card collector, and as a collective, everybody else that's a card collector, and unfortunately now the flippers, breakers, and everything somehow have now become part of the hobby. When to me the hobby is just collecting. But it is what it is. Everything as a collective makes up the hobby. So I haven't been missing the hobby, and I definitely haven't been missing my baseball cards because they're like my friends. So I've been dealing with all this. All my money has been going to there, and then in the wake of all this, then my brother-in-law suddenly dies. So we're gonna start dealing with that. So there's just, life happens. I was trying to save up all this money to go to the national, and it's getting reallocated. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, life gets in the way, and a lot of times YouTube was always was there to help me. When things got rough. But lately, it's kind of been the opposite, man. Like, what's going on? It's like, put on the hobby videos now, and it's just people talking about each other, people trying to poke collectors. It's totally different now. There was one video that probably got me mad more than others, and it's just not. It got me bad. It's just like, what? And then some dude talking about the history of like YouTube content creators, saying that it basically started in 2020. I was like, all right, so this dude started making videos a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and he thinks baseball card content started in 2020. But the way they say it, like if it's a fact, can't you just see you think, or but they say like it's a fact. Just that. It's like, you shouldn't even be speaking on it if you don't even know. you know. But that poked me more than anything else, you know. And then, of course, there were these other that one video everybody was talking about, and then I started watching all the response videos to it. One of the things that irked me, because I did get a care package, and so like say there's Louis Tiant, all right, and people were talking about how one guy called him Taint, didn't know his name because he's obviously not a collector, so he called him Taint. But the response video said like, "That's genius," you know. He said, "I would keep calling him Taint." So you take it the way you take it, and the way I took it was disrespectful. So, you know, I'm sure he didn't mean it that way, because to him, getting more views, getting your subscriber count up, that's what they're after. They don't have that same love for the hobby that others do, or respect for the players. So to me, when you say, "I will keep calling them Taint," to me that's practically saying, "I will keep disrespecting them to benefit yourself." You know, instead of respecting them and calling them Tiant, keep calling them Taint. That irked me. There's just a lot of things that's just got going on, like, and it's crazy. But like I said, so the content on YouTube is no longer my savior. I mean, it is my, you know, my cats are starting to fight. You know, you're better off sticking with your own, you know. So going with Mangini, Lou Rock, all these guys are positive, but I said my algorithm, when I was driving, I was in traffic, man, I was driving for like 2 hours, and all these videos just kept popping up, and it's like every video that popped up just like made me angry. It's like the opposite of what it used to do when YouTube was like what could cheer me up. It's kind of been the opposite. So I come home and I can't wait to see some of my cards, you know, and my bike. I did make this plate right here for my bike, but I haven't even put it together because I just haven't been in the mood, you know. Got all these other things going on. And so as a kid, I always talk about like my influence of cards, not prices. Even back then, a lot of people are talking about like Beckett is the devil. It's making it all about the money. And but you know, every time I'd open up the Beckett, I would see this card. You know, I didn't look at the price. I just saw the card. So that was like my dream card. You know, it wasn't the 52 when I was growing up. It was the 56. So the very first 56 that I saw, I bought it. And I love this card. You know, when I'm at work sometimes and I'm feeling blue, I was like, I just want to go home and look at that Mickey Mantle 56. You know, and people talk about how people criticize. And when I see this card, I mean, the first thing that I saw when I saw it at the card table, first thing I noticed was these. And I was like, oh, that's so awesome. Because I had always heard how kids, you know, they had scrapbooks and they would tape the corners to tape the card to the pages. So I was like, oh, somebody taped this to their scrapbook. Somebody had this in their scrapbook. And when they took it off, they peeled, you know, they had paper loss in those corners. So I thought that was so cool. And that's why I think this card is so cool. And this paper loss is so awesome. You know, that's what I see every time I see this card. So a lot of times I just can't wait to come home and just look at this card and it picks me up, you know. I just love this card. You know, that's one of the things that helps me when I'm feeling down, is just looking at my cards. And like another thing is I'll think about this. Oh, look at my cat. Tearing up tearing up my poster more. Fig, what are you doing, Fig? Just tore up my poster more. But anyways, the first time that I saw this, what I gotta first thing that came to my head is this. Look at the baby slab. It's like a baby. It's like a little baby slab. That's the first time I ever seen a PSA slab this small. Compared to a regular one. And I don't know. Like, I don't think too much of the coin. Obviously, I do when I see it. But I just always love this little. It's the only one I have. It's the little baby slab. The little baby slab. I think it's just cool. Little things that cheer me up. So, I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to get on here. I was just sitting in my room looking at my cards and, just, like this card, some care package that I've received lately. This was from Three Good Nerds, and thoughtfulness, because they know how much I love Salacious Crumb. So, the thought, man, the people in the hobby are so awesome. And then look at this. Filmington. He's one of my homies that goes way back. Probably like one of the first flippers that came on the scene. And he was on the scene when it was mainly collectors pre-2020. And he kind of had to keep quiet and, he knew his lane while being a flipper. But now, being a flipper, now they have their own clique and, they can stick together. It's a lot more of them. So he's blown up now. He don't need me. But look at this, Filmington, and it says Bowman Chrome Ejaculator. So he's looking at his Bowman Chromes and ejaculating. But man, I don't know. I was just in my room, going to the funeral in a couple hours, and I just came in here to look at the things I love. I love baseball cards, and I love the hobby, but the hobby isn't everything. To me, baseball cards are, and I'm just a tiny part of the hobby. But I don't know, man. I don't even know where I'm going. I just know that I miss the old YouTube, the pre-2020 YouTube, when I could just watch every video and every video pick me up. Now it's like when I try to do that, so many videos are just there to irk you, trying to trigger you. It's like, what happened when a lot of people just open up a retail pack and, oh, cool, now this is not the same, but I still love baseball cards and I always will. The hobby will never die. I'm tired of just seeing all these titles. The hobby is dead. Baseball cards are dead. And the next thing, oh, the hobby is alive. Oh, baseball card shows are coming back. It's like they never left. I guess some people crave the attention, the views, makes them feel better, I guess. And they'll do anything to get that, even if it means pissing collectors off. But don't get pissed off, I guess. But anyways, I know it's just me venting. And don't worry, I'm not going to title it Rant. And because it's not a rant. It's just me needing to talk to somebody, and I'm talking to you guys. So thanks for listening. All right. Love the hobby. Just keep collecting baseball cards forever. Ciao.